So you're training arms consistently, you're training them hard, and you're eating correctly, but your arms are still not growing and you're wondering why your arms are not growing. So in this video, I'm going to use my experience and my knowledge to explain to you guys why your arms are not growing and how to possibly grow your arms a little bit bigger and stronger. So let's get into the first tip. Now the first problem and the most common problem that I've seen over the years is that people are simply not eating enough. Now a lot of people say, hey, I'm eating a lot, I'm eating so much, I'm eating all the time, but when you actually go and count your calories for at least a week just to see where your diet is, if you count your calories, a lot of people will realize that I'm not eating enough calories. So make sure to count your calories, see how much your body needs to maintain its weight, and then go about 100 or 200 calories above the amount of calories that your body needs to just maintain its weight. So that way you're staying lean, but you're also gaining a little bit of muscle. And if you just wanted to get simply huge, then I would go probably 400 to 500 calories more than what your body needs to maintain its weight. Now another problem, and I've seen this a lot of times, and especially with the social media influencers today, people are training arms every single day and they're not giving their arms enough time to rest and recover. And this is a huge problem because a lot of people on social media are not natural athletes. They're taking performance enhancing drugs, and so they could train every single day. They could train their arms every single day and their body will be able to recover. But if you're a natural bodybuilder, you need to give your arms specifically a lot of time to recover because they're smaller muscle groups, and if you're working them out really hard and you're not giving them time to rest and recover, you're not giving your biceps or your triceps any chance to really grow and to reach their full potential. Now also keep in mind that when you're hitting back, you're working out your biceps, and when you're hitting chest, you're also stimulating your triceps as well. And so if you're hitting arms every single day and then you're doing chest and you're doing biceps, you're just completely overtraining your biceps and triceps. And if you don't believe in overtraining, then you probably have the wrong concept of overtraining. I'm not saying you shouldn't work out hard, you shouldn't work out all the time and frequently and consistently. What I'm saying is you should train hard and you should train smart. And you should understand, the physiology of the different muscle groups. Your biceps and your triceps, they're not big muscle groups. They're not gonna, take the load when you're doing, for example, a deadlift, when you're doing a row, when you're doing a bench press. Your chest and your back muscles and your shoulder muscles, they're doing most of the work, and your biceps and your triceps are helping out, the bigger muscle groups. They're not muscle groups that should be hit hard all the time. You need to give them a rest break. Now, the third tip that I have for you guys is when you're hitting back and chest, you're not incorporating enough compound movements that include the biceps and triceps. And what I did for a long time is I did chest, back, legs, and then arms and shoulders together. And that split is nice, but you're not giving your arms enough rest intervals, because if you're hitting chest, you're also working out your tricep, you're hitting back, you're hitting your biceps, and then you hit legs, and then you hit arms and shoulders, and then the next 2 days, you're going to be doing chest and back again. So your triceps and biceps are going to get stimulated once again, and they're not going to be able to fully recover. So you have to figure out a split where you give your arms enough time to recover. And some people actually have seen improvements and benefits when they don't include an arm day at all in their split, and that's completely dependent on what your split is. And then the fourth tip, and this is going to hit hard for a lot of you guys, is that you're not hitting legs hard enough and frequently enough. Your legs are the biggest muscle groups in your body. They're gonna increase your testosterone in your body. They're gonna help your body recover faster. It's gonna help you get stronger. Even your upper body as well. So when you're hitting legs, your upper body is also benefiting, including your arms. So make sure to hit leg day hard and frequently. And then the last tip that I have for you guys is you're not changing it up. You're not stimulating your biceps and triceps in different ways. A lot of people, they go into the gym, they do 4 sets of 12 reps, 4 sets of 10 reps, on dumbbell curls, barbell curls, tricep row push downs, and then skull crushers, and they call it a day. There's so many ways you can vary your workout. You could change up the rep range. For example, you could do 12 reps on the first set, you could do 9 reps on the second set, 6 reps on the last 2 sets. Or you could do 12-10-8-6, or you could do 12-10-8-8, or you could do a pre-fatigue technique where you do 20 reps with really light weight, and then 5 5 to 8 repetitions with relatively heavy weight. Now, one of my favorite things to do is also supersets, and that's really important. If you're not incorporating supersets, you really need to do it, especially on arm day. And all a superset is when you do one workout, one exercise, and you move directly to another exercise with no rest intervals in between. And that's really important because it keeps moving the blood from your biceps to your triceps, and it keeps circulating the blood and pushing the blood into your arms. So that way they get more nutrients, they get more oxygen, and hopefully you can stimulate your biceps and your triceps a little bit more so that they could grow also a little bit more. Now, my last thing that I'm going to say before I leave is that you have to understand, and this is kind of hard for me to say because I don't want to, discourage anybody from trying to get bigger arms, but genetics has a huge role in how big your arms can get and how big your body can get in general. If you look at some people, they barely train arms at all and they have really big arms, and some people train arms so frequently and so hard but they still have average or below average arms. Now, keep in mind that genetics is a factor, and if you're training hard, you're training correctly, you're doing everything correctly, and you're resting enough, you're eating enough, then you have to change it up a little bit more. I wouldn't give up hope. I would change it up a little bit more often. So do different workouts, do a completely new split. Take out arm day from your routine, or put in an extra arm day if you're only doing one arm day a week, and really experiment with your body and see what works best for your body. Now, that being said, I know science says one thing, and science can be proven right and wrong all the time. So science, there might be a lot of research saying you should hit biceps and triceps 3 times a week, but if you go and do that, it might not benefit you because obviously your body is different, everybody is different. And so I've never been really a strictly science person that, hey, this research says this and so this is correct. And for example, especially in bodybuilding, in the bodybuilding world, it's really hard to follow science only, because if you look, for example, at BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, for the longest time, researchers have shown that branched chain amino acids help preserve muscle mass, right? And now some research is saying that actually branched chain amino acids are increasing muscle breakdown. So they're actually making you lose more muscle mass. And so it's quite interesting. There's obviously, there's so many factors that go into science, so I can't depend solely on science. So that's why I like to go off experience, and I like to go off, research as well. So I hope you guys benefited from the video. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want to ask me specifically about your split and what I think about it, leave a comment in the comment section below, or you can message me on Instagram. I'll link my Instagram link in the description box below. Now, before I end the video, make sure you drop a like before you get out of here. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and inshallah, I will see you guys next time.